the drugs, and I'll ask Speaker to. But for Eastern Province speaks when Honorable was saying, but there are no delivery notes to replace. I want to argue again that replacement is based on need, and not that because things were rejected we automatically need to replace. If need arises because we are using a pool system, implying that it's against the number of patients, then we do that. But if there isn't, then we do not until the pool system informs us as such. Matthew, Dr. Ngambi, do you want to speak about Eastern Province?
Thank you. Before Dr. Ngambi comes in, PS, you can switch off the mic. Honorable Wamnyima.
Chair, much as I appreciate the PS submission, we are reading from your submission. On page 28, the committee wish to note that ZAMSA delivered drugs to place retained and rejected drugs in the province. Now you are saying no, it's not always when we replace, it's based on need. So let me withdraw this submission, because I mean you are saying, you're asking us, the committee, to go to appendix 28 to see these delivery notes for the replaced ones. We go there, we don't find them. So we want to, I mean, for me, Chair, I'm not satisfied that these drugs were replaced. And maybe the DHD who's on the ground can explain what happened, because I mean, if they were not replaced, then you don't say they were replaced.
Thank you. ZAMSA, I need to authenticate that you delivered and replaced, also with the provision of those, I think, delivery notes, because if you delivered and replaced, like Honorable Wamnyima is saying, then you should have the documentation that stock moved, as it were. DHO, what's your comment on that? Then ZAMSA, you come in and show us those delivery notes for this aforesaid medicines, because it's here. ZAMSA, do you have DG? Do you have acting DG? Do you have the submission by the PS?
Yes, we do, Honorable Chair.
Just page 28.
Page 28. Well,
actually, ZAMSA is in capital letters.
It is,
yes.
Honorable Chair.
Delivered.
Unfortunately, we do not have access to the appendices, so she's actually trying to remember. It's so rare, so when it happens, she would actually recall. And I think some of the PODs that were provided, our colleagues at the receiving facilities, they tend to misplace this, so they usually come back to get the evidence itself from ZAMSA.
So ministry are here. Let's see the collaboration. Provide whatever is provided between who and who now, because ZAMSA also hasn't gone now, but we want us to be cleared. You can proceed.
Thank you, Chairperson. I think that from Eastern Province, for me, my desire, Chairperson, would be not to mislead the committee, and to that effect, just to confirm that the delivery notes as have been submitted are correct and authentic by us. The dates might look like that, Honorable Chairperson, committee members, only because I think it's also talking to the cycle that these deliveries might have happened after the audit process was closed to us to correct them, and thus the indication that as of that date they remained undelivered, but in fact they were delivered, Chairperson. Thank you.
You want to say something, Auditor General?
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I think the dates on the delivery notes are around July, June. That is about the time I think we were carrying out verifications going into August. My thinking then is that it is about the time the deliveries were being made. So that information was not available. So that's how we have not captured it. I think that's the submission I would make.
Thank you, Auditor General. Yes, if Honorable Lumai was there, we would say we're at sea now, because there's these submissions are not collaborating for us to adduce some evidence that what is being submitted really transpired, and that becomes very, very difficult to make a formidable progress, because we seem not to be concluding on one issue. We proceed to the next, which is a big issue for the committee. Honorable Amnyima.
Chair, when you even go to I think it's Lundazi, you even have delivery notes for November 15. So it's very true that what the Auditor General is reporting is correct. That as of 31st August, there was deliveries were not made. So I think for us, PS, is that the manner in which the ministry collaborates with the Office of the Auditor General should be seen that the ministry takes audit seriously, because audit is a constitutional function, and because of all this, you know, people tend to delay to respond to the Office of the Auditor General and want to come and respond to this committee, which makes us feel that the audit was not being taken seriously. So, Chair, for me, the dates in these appendices, in comparison to what the PS has verbally submitted, do not correlate. And I would like to agree with the DHD that these are truly their submission, and we have no issue with it. But there's clearly lack of synergy between ZAMSA and the ministry.
Thank you. We have a position on this matter, and PS, these issues that are not where they're pointing at, I think if our earlier submission we started with the payroll, we've come to ZAMSA and yourselves, and there seem to be no proper coordination between ZAMSA and yourselves, and for us it's a worry, a very huge worry actually to say. And we've told people from who have appeared before this committee. I'm sure you heard what Honorable Mukumbi was saying yesterday, that we will go through all these documents no matter how bulky, and this is what it's pointing at, that information provided, if deliveries were being done even as late as November this year, isn't it, Honorable Mnyima? If it's November this year or November last year, it shows that merely is being reactive and say let's just fulfill now, because then there's no timeline when they are rejected and when they are replaced. So then we don't know what benchmark ZAMSA uses and yourselves to ensure that these much needed drugs are given to our people, which means it will be done. Okay, let it be done. Okay, now keep pushing that, send now to Lundazi. I think that's not what we want to hear. We want to hear a good lead time when things are done in a coordinated manner. Okay, honorable colleagues, we proceed to unaccounted for drugs and medical supplies, Eastern Province. Again, Honorable Mukumbi. PS, we've not concluded on this matter. I think there's no proper answer as well. Still pending. Honorable Mukumbi.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we on unaccounted for drugs and medical supplies, Eastern Province. We do appreciate, Chair, that the ministry did report the matter to police or drug enforcement, and this matter is under investigations. That is how it should be. When a person gets that which does not belong to them, you report them to police or relevant authorities. Chair, I'll move to the third one. It's the same. A failure to store drugs under the required conditions. Chair, I've noted that in Northwestern Province, that's Sorwezi, Zambezi, then we have Lusaka Province, in some clinics and I think Chilenje Hospital, drugs are not stored in a very good environment. And in your response, controlling officer, you have cited some areas where you are doing some improvements, which is commendable. Now, should you sure as a ministry wait for auditors to help the ministry should react to this very important aspect in storage of medicine? Should you be waiting for these in a pharmacy or things like that? A layman like me, when you give me that medicine, the first thing I do is to read. Or store in a dry, cool place. It's always written, very, very visible in bottles. Refrigerate after opening. I'm not a doctor, but I know that medicine must be kept properly. Now, in your facilities, when you look at pictures there, show the sorry site. Should you be waiting for auditors to come and pick such aspects, very important aspects in storage of medicine? Chair, I submit.
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, just for guidance, you can, like Honorable Mukumbi, you can ask any question, because I think there are about 2 provinces, yeah, and it's all pertaining to the same. So Honorable Muila, then Honorable Dak.
Yes, Chair. Regarding the Lusaka province, specifically at Chilenje Level 1 Hospital, the mention here is that there's a capital project for the bulk store. So in the interim, what measures are being taken to ensure that the storage for drugs is not compromised as we wait for the completion of this bulk store in 2025? I submit, Chair.
Honorable Daka.
Chair, just on the same as Honorable Mwila, there are indications that the sector project which has been earmarked for 2025, we would want the controlling officer to assure this committee on the efficacy of the drugs which are being stored in these what we call unsuitable places. Can you assure the committee how efficient are these drugs going to be to our patients? I submit, Chairperson.
Then the other issue, PS, I also want you to clarify is that you are submitting that the cited civil works have been addressed through grant funds, and construction of pharmacies at various health centers will be done using CDF, because I don't know what authority, if you have any approved the minutes that this will be done, because we can't take this for us. This is hearsay. It's not unless you've got documents to substantiate that they've been approved either by the provincial local government officer that these pharmacies are being done. You can help us, as it were. I think that's a process. We'd also want you to shed more light. That's your submission.
So I'll start and then I'll allow my colleagues to weigh in. In terms of storage space for drugs in this country, we actually have a huge problem. In fact, even in very bulk storage, ZAMSA is also outsourcing these facilities, because just as a government we do not have enough. This is a problem that has been created over a long period, and also informed by the continuous changing in the epidemiological profile of disease. But what we have done is we've actually tried to build a bulk storage at all provincial headquarters. In fact, I think only in 2 provinces or 3 that we do not have, including I think Central and maybe Northwestern and one other province. Yeah, so but even in those provinces we have actually secured resources with which to do that, with Global Fund resourcing. But also we're talking about just storage spaces within hospitals. Again, we also have problems in terms of space, and sometimes we create makeshift spaces in which to store these drugs, and we can potentially improve on that.